Hello, I'm joined today by my guest, Bernadette Sheridan, Head of Sales from PayProp UK. How are you doing?
Yes, very well. All the better for seeing you, David.
It's great to see you again. We've just watched your video from the dancing you did for Agents Giving. I'm giving that a plug because it's not too late for people to donate, is it?
No, it's not. No, never too late for people to donate.
It was a superb effort and absolutely brilliant stuff there. Whilst you're not dancing, you are revolutionizing the world of the lettings industry. So for those people that have been living under a rock and don't know what PayProp does, in a nutshell, what do you guys do?
Okay, it's the automated payments platform that's designed solely for the lettings industry. It automates all of the payments for residential lettings, taking away all of the manual intervention that there is in that process.
And when we talk about sort of client payments, to what extent is PayProp able to automate that process? Because it's one of those things that if you're doing it manually and you have to sort of pay your landlords on a kind of one-by-one basis, that can take hours, if not days, out of a week and a month.
Yeah.
This is pretty quick, isn't it?
Oh, it's instantaneous, actually. It's phenomenal. So the automation includes the reconciliation. You do have some input in the reconciliation, so it's not all done on its own. The reconciliation can be done on its own if you set up the direct debit feature. So you can exclude that and it all be automated up to that point. And then there's the payments to approve, which is also done in a couple of seconds. So, and we've also just launched some instant settlement times. So actually it's not just twice a day. Now you can get instant settlements at 11, 1, 3 and 5 o'clock, which is just phenomenal. So the landlords get the benefit of faster payments network made in instant time within a couple of seconds. So it's phenomenal. And in addition to that, you also have all of the communications that go out as well. So we believe in over communicating. And what our agents say to us is actually what that does is that their clients believe that they give a far better service than they would otherwise do. So even those agents that give a great service, they say that their service excellence actually improves as a result of our platform. And even the trickiest people, I get messages left on my phone, and I did one this week saying, just to let you know, we're really enjoying it. And yes. He will remain nameless.
It's one of those things that you need to do. Everybody needs to pay their landlords, and if you can streamline that, if you can make it work without having to sweat over it, and you can communicate clearly what a landlord wants. They want the money in the account, but they also want to know how much you paid them, why, if you've deducted anything, and to be able to deliver that in one go. Superb.
Oh, absolutely. And it might not be for everybody. Some people.
Well, let's talk about who it's for, because one of the questions that I've got here is, is PayProp available to all letting agents? I'm presuming the answer to that would be yes, but is there an agent profile that fits better with this? Who is this good for?
Yeah, so the agent profile, I mean, we have lettings agents, as you'll know, David, come in a variety of forms.
Yeah.
Okay.
All shapes and sizes.
Indeed. And the industry does say, oh, lettings agents, oh yeah, they all do the same thing. They so don't. We pretty much don't have two platforms that do exactly the same thing, because every agent is slightly unique in how they operate or want to operate and how they want to set up things. So it can work. We have brand new agencies that are setting up that don't want to be bothered with the client accounting process. And it's great for them because they don't even have to think about it. It's all done for them. So they never have to get that confused state that they get in. It primarily works better when you have a few properties though. And we tend to say a minimum of 20 properties, you start to see the value of the automation, because there's a value to it then, right the way through to agencies that have thousands of properties actually. So It's from international agents, really, and we can service the ones that actually do have international landlords. We have so many of the central London ones that pay international clients, which is also a big thing. Obviously it's not instant payments when it's an overseas account, just to be clear. You know, there is still the banking regs that go with that. So yeah, so we do it for everyone. The only time what we get sometimes is you know, it's easier to talk about the person who doesn't want PayProp. Actually, bizarrely, oh my gosh, is this supposed to
Are there people like that?
There are. And do you know what they say? Well, what am I going to do with my time if I don't do my payments in the morning? That's what they say.
And I don't think I'd ever have a problem with what to do with the spare time. In our industry, there's always something you could be doing. And that's just the point. There are so many things that we need to do in order to generate the business that fills those accounts, and that's what you're freed up to do ultimately, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Whilst being a really cool and very efficient utility, it's also
cool. Thanks, David.
You're cool now. You're with the cool kids.
Okay.
It also helps you comply with regulations. And let's face it, there's been a lot in the news and in the sort of Facebook groups recently about changes to bank accounts and so on. PayProp takes away that headache for you as well.
Yeah. I mean, basically anything to do with client money, we keep you safe. You know, and we're cutting edge there as well. You know, you'll know Neil Cobbold, our managing director, he very much stays on the front end of absolutely everything. He's Mensa, in case you didn't know, which is always very helpful for me if I just want some clarity on something. Could you please quote me? You know, he's, you know, and that's phenomenal for us as a business to actually have that resource available.
I'm sure. In touching on compliance again, client money protection is a fact of life. It's something that we all have to have, but not just a legal requirement for agencies, can also give your clients quite a bit of protection, a bit of support. It gives them that reassurance that money is protected, basically, and that they're not just dealing with complete cowboys. You've actually got decent backing there. How does PayProp help with that?
Okay, well, PayProp is an approved supplier for and recognised by all of the client money protection providers right the way across the UK, including Scotland and Wales. Northern Ireland doesn't actually have client money protection as a thing at the moment.
I've never been.
Have you not?
No, never had the pleasure.
You've never had the pleasure? Oh, you'll have to go to the Property Mark event.
I'm gonna go and check it out. When we talk about PayProp, we would assume that obviously the direct beneficiaries of this is that, well, the biggest winners are going to be the agents in terms of the time that they're saving and the extra customer service that they're able to offer. Landlords are also direct beneficiaries because they're getting prompt payments, they're getting great communication, they're getting fantastic service. What does it deliver for tenants?
Okay, so actually we have a tenant portal designated for the tenants, so they can actually see, they've got transparency over what's happened with their deposit, because actually sometimes tenants often give £1,000 or multiple thousands of pounds as a deposit to secure a property, which goes for dilapidations at the end. And back in the day, they may have felt that they weren't fairly treated, which is why we've got all the increased regulations that have come over the years. So they have pure transparency over that. So depending on whether the deposit is held by the agent, they can see that, and it's there available for them to see. So they can see what's happening with that, and it's labelled as such. And for those that actually use the custodial schemes, they can see that that's transacted over, and you know, and so they have reference for that as well, so they know, and it's transparency, and it's just about the truth and transparency of their client money. So it just gives them reassurance that that's great. Also, there's the added factor now, which has only recently been launched. We've actually just set up a maintenance part.
Yes, and I noticed that it got some I looked at your product updates, and one of them was the maintenance feature. So talk us through that.
Yeah, so actually what tenants can now do is they can report if something's actually not working, via their tenant portal. So, I mean, generally, and also add on pictures, and you can communicate directly with the tenant on that actual part of the platform. So there's a maintenance section that you can actually follow to ensure that you're meeting their needs there as well. So not only for the transparency for money, but also for the work, so they can also see what work is also done.
And I'm presuming that's a benefit, sort of having everything in one place as well, all being integrated. Talking about integrations, so I know, see that seamless segue there. I know that one of your key USPs is obviously bank integration. That you are the only platform in the UK that is bank integrated. Why should that matter to me?
Why should it matter to you?
Why should it matter to you?
Well, because you're not working in a false environment, number one. So actually it means that it adheres to all the client money regulations. Very simply, everything is transparent. So you're not actually using an API that could be interrupted in the process. And actually it's all in real time. So you've got total transparency in real time of everything that's going on from a financial perspective.
And what wider integrations, I know you keep adding to this, so it's a hard list to keep track of, but you've got some new integrations. But CRM systems, obviously we'd want to know whether or not you integrate with those, software such as Xero. You've got it, haven't you?
Yes, we have. Yeah, we have, and it's growing all the time. So that's what Neil's project is this year. Launched this year was to work and grow on those integrations, so that actually our product can be even more seamless for the agents to use. So there's one that's now live, and what we're very good at is testing it prior to things going live. So we beta test, and we test from a sales perspective to death, but from an audit perspective to perfection. So we've got an integration whereby it will read all the data off all of the invoices and populate that into PayProp. So your contractors, all of that, you don't have to upload all of your invoices, etc. They can all automatically be paid. And that's priceless, especially if you're dealing in an agency that is massive, and has, sometimes it has 2 or 3 people potentially just putting on the invoices to pay the landlord, so, and you'd be doing it in the environment that's there. So your contractors would just send an email in to a certain email address, it would read the information and populate it, and then payments would automatically be made.
And this isn't something that was invented yesterday. This is tried and tested. You guys have been a payment solution since 2004, would you believe?
Yes. So, I mean, we do have some people who come, I do believe, yeah. So, and that's great, because what it means often is people say, oh yeah, but there's this out there and there's that out there. And I go, oh yeah. And how long have they been going? Because actually we all know that nobody actually learns from success. Everybody actually learns from failure, is the truth. Okay. And what happens is, we've made all our mistakes, we've been going for 18 years. Why would we, we don't have to go through all those pain points.
All the teething problems at the beginning.
Yeah. So we're lucky.
And don't just take Bernadette's word for it. Obviously, she's extremely biased, and she's going to say good things about her own product. But if you want to know, the proof of the pudding is out there in some fantastic reviews that you've got, but also you're award-winning as well. So in terms of the support team that you've got behind the scenes on hand to give support to people, it's been acknowledged. You guys are the bee's knees.
Yeah, I mean, they're absolutely phenomenal. They're managed to within a minute of their life on answering calls, and they answer the calls, they respond to emails, they're measured internally. We're run by accountants, so it's all quite numbers driven, and auditors, accountants and auditors, and yeah, they have patience of saints. I don't know that I could do that job. They really do. They they answer sometimes the same questions over and over and over again from the agents. When you think we've got in excess of 1,000 clients, and they're available to ring all the time. I mean, since I joined, which was 2018, our support team has just grown exponentially, and nearly every quarter there's another 2, 3 adding, and we're not losing any. We have had 1 or 2 that have had babies and gone part-time, but outside of that, on the whole,
great service. No, great team, and it's reassuring to know that agents have all of that backup there on hand. And also, as you referred to Neil's experience and his knowledge, but it's great to have people that understand the business that they're dealing with. It's not just a solution looking for a problem. This is an active solution that's built on the back of real life estate agents queries, and that's ongoing every day, isn't it? I think you've got a very special deal for Kerfuffle members, if I'm not mistaken. What is it?
Okay, yes, our deal that's unique for the Kerfuffle members, and you are the only people who get this, is actually you get a 50% off setup fees. So yeah.
Excellent. Well, all of your details are on the Kerfuffle page, and there's a link obviously with this video, both back to PayProp's page on Kerfuffle, but also so that you can donate to Bernadette's great charity campaign. Watch the video. That's value in itself. If you don't want to donate money after that, you never will. It's fantastic. Bernadette, thank you very, very much for your time and for everything that you do.
Thank you, David. Thanks. Okay.